Hi, folks. Welcome to Crisco's Corner. Welcome back, all you mega supporters and enemies of democracy. And those of you that are new, welcome. Democratic candidate Vicente Gonzalez claims Mayra Flores supporters stole Texas special election. Yeah. It's amazing to me. It's amazing what they consider stolen. You'll read on. Gonzalez made the remarks alongside, wait for it, Representative Adam Schiff at a campaign event in Texas. I didn't know they let Adam Schiff in Texas. Let's read on. Pencil neck. That's what Trump calls him. Representative Vicente Gonzalez, Democrat from Texas, who's running for re-election to Congress in the midterm elections, claimed during an event attended by House Intelligence Committee Chairman Representative Adam Schiff that a June special election in Texas was stolen by Representative Mayra Flores, Republican of Texas, and her supporters. The remarks of Gonzalez came during a Vote Blue event at Schatz Bar in Brownsville, Texas. Our democracy is at stake. Well, I got to do the, hang on a minute, let me. At stake, I tell you. What a crock of crap. There's millions and millions of dollars from outside our region and outside our state that are coming here to try to steal our elections and take away your value and take away your process that we rely on. Almost all Democratic Congress members, whether running for election or re-election in major cities, the vast majority of money comes from outside the district. That's just common. Which is the process we rely on, which is elections. And we don't have the resources to compete with these outside resources. In other words, the Republicans don't give the Democrats don't give a good damn about you. And they have other races that are more important to them, so they don't care but giving you money. We can't compete with the Koch brothers. We can't compete with big oil and big tobacco and the NRA. They can't outspend us, but they can't outwork us. Dun, dun, dun. What a crock of bullshit, frankly. You know, it's funny. I'll read this paragraph, and I'm going to read you a small list you might find interesting. Taking aim at Flores, the Republican rival in the race to represent Texas' 34th Congressional District, Gonzalez said the newly elected GOP representative who defeated her Democratic challenger in a special election to represent the redrawn district showed up to Congress and voted against keeping our community safe. This is a border district, okay? Hundreds of thousands of people are crossing the border unlawfully. Are they all bad? Of course not. We'll say 1% is. That's 1,000 bad people a month. How do you think these border communities survive under that onslaught? Not even counting the strain on resources to take care of the others. President Biden distinctly said, anybody that challenges the result of an election is an enemy of democracy, and they're trying to tear down the republic. Well, let's take a look. At least this is only a partial list, mind you, of Democrats that have said that election results are illegitimate. These are all Democrats. I did some short research. There's probably 8-10 times this, but you'll get the idea. Here's the list that have challenged elections and said the person that won basically did so unlawfully. Former President Bill Clinton, former Senator and Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, former Senator and current Vice President Kamala Harris, President Joe Biden, current U.S. Senator Dianne Feinstein, former President Jimmy Carter, former VP and Senator Al Gore, Senator Deb Stabenow, Ted Kennedy, Senator. John Kerry, Senator. Bernie Sanders, Senator. Howard Dean, former DNC chair. Dick Durbin, Senator. Harry Reid, Senator. Stacey Abrams, I don't know what the hell she is, but you all know her. Sherwood Brown, Senator. From the House of Representatives. Wasserman Schultz, former big shot in the DNC. I think she was chairman once. Congressman Jamie Raskin. Congresswoman Jackson Lee. Barbara Lee. Ted Lieu. Raul Gratula. Jerry Nadler. And her current press secretary, Corinne Jean-Pierre. I still say she has an awesome name. Terry McAuliffe, former governor of Virginia and former DNC chair. Corinne Brown. Maxine Waters. Alcee Hastings. Bernice Johnson. Nancy Pelosi. Sherrod Brown. Dan Davis. Stephanie Tubbs. Lacey Clay. And last but not least, this is the kicker, Congressmember Thompson, who said other elections in the past for president were unlawful and illegal and invalid, who now chairs the January 6th committee. Yep. Oh, gosh. They stole that last election, Gonzalez claimed. They spent $3 million or $250,000. They campaigned for 2 years, and they still won by less than 1%. So the way to turn this around is get out the vote. Okay, so he was dramatically outspent, and he lost. So that means it was stolen. Schiff, who serves on the House Select Committee investigating the January 6th Capitol protest, also spoke to Gonzalez's supporters at the event and offered remarks favoring his candidacy in the race. When you're so desperate that you have to bring in Adam Schiff to help you, you're screwed. And Texas, you're screwed. He wants to be the next speaker. He probably volunteered himself. Nancy Pelosi is going to be the ambassador of Italy. My father's parents are from Italy, so I take personal exception to that. The work you're doing to support democratic institutions, the infrastructure of our elections, those few small words say a ton, absolute ton. The infrastructure of our elections. We all know what that means. This is YouTube. I can't go into it. The rule of law, the rule of law applies to everyone equally, could not be more important, Schiff said. Oh, okay. You mean like owing millions to the IRS, taking money undeclared, millions on your income tax return, being a crack addict, associating yourselves with dozens, if not hundreds of prostitutes? That's just Hunter Biden. Taking money that doesn't belong to you for doing nothing? Oh, okay. It's been such a pleasure to meet so many of you, and thank you for all you're doing to support my wonderful colleague. This dumbass wants to be Speaker of the House. Well, you can't be Speaker of the House if your party's in the minority. On Friday, Gonzalez shared photos of himself alongside Schiff, including one from the Thursday evening event in Brownville. Are there something to be proud of? Pencil next Schiff. My God, my God. Thank you to my friend Adam Schiff for visiting the GRV this week, Gonzalez wrote in a tweet. It's important for those in Washington to know and appreciate what South Texans have to offer, and I was thrilled to show him around. Yeah, I'm sure you brought him down at night or during the day and show the tens of thousands of people crossing the border unlawfully. In response to Schiff's visit to the state to campaign for Gonzalez Flores, the first Mexican-born congresswoman. Now, that's supposed to be a big deal. Democrats are all over. Immigrants, immigrants, immigrants. They are the heart and soul of our country, especially women immigrants. And this is the first Mexican-born congresswoman who took office on June 21st. That's the famous one in the video where it shows Nancy Pelosi elbowing the little girl. Well, that was Congresswoman Flores' daughter. conclude the swamp is protecting one of its own. Of course. The father is getting pretty desperate. Adam Schiff is coming to Texas to save Vicente Gonzalez, she wrote in a tweet. I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. Gonzalez has claimed that Florida's special general election victory over Democrat Dan Sanchez earlier this year was stolen comes from amid recent rhetoric from President Biden that he considers anyone who refused to acknowledge an election to be a threat to democracy. So all those Congress members and senators, some aren't there anymore, but many are still currently there, are all going to resign because they are a threat to our democracy and our republic. First of all, we're not a democracy, but that's neither here nor there. They going to resign? Probably not. One actually chairs the January 6th committee. That's an election denier. Huh. Gonzalez will face off against Flores as well as an independent challenger in the November 8th general election. They represent the Longhorn State's 34th district. My understanding, it's a border congressional district bordering Mexico. It's amazing to me. You can take the number of so-called election deniers on the Republican side. I doubt if you could get a list of 50. Maybe 55, 60, who knows, all together. That's all at once, and that was over 2020. You go back the last, every time, even Al Gore, who lost by a hair's breadth in Florida, thus not being able to be president, was vice president in residing over the Senate when electoral votes were counted. And Democrat after Democrat after Democrat, the parade was endless, went on for hours, saying that they were against the electoral votes from the state of Florida. Tons of them, including senators. And Al Gore had to gavel them out of order. How ironic is that? And somebody screamed from the audience, says, we have a rule here. And somebody said, the hell with the rules or something like that in the Congress. And Al Gore says, we have rules here and we will follow them. Interesting. So all those hundreds of Democrats, hundreds, a lot of them still in Congress, are we waiting for resignation letters? Because you folks are a threat. According to Joe Biden, you are a threat to our democracy and have to be purged from the face of the earth. Until next time, goodbye and good luck.